Hello all. Hopefully lots of you are joining us today. We're going to try and do these Facebook Lives, YouTube Lives regularly from on a Wednesday afternoon around 2. We're going to work on that time at the moment and then see how it goes. And if people are finding it the wrong time, let me know and we will see if we can move things about a little bit. But hopefully this is going to become our regular slot at 2 o'clock. So today we're carrying on from what we did last week when we did stamping and embossing, etc, and flower building with all the stamps, and I was hoping to get to the dies as well, but time just whizzed by and I'm sure you don't want me waffling all day. So we are going to do the flower dies and foliage dies today. So let's have a flip over and let me move that one out of the way. There we go. Oh, sorry, the lights bounced a little bit. We had problems. I didn't plug my phone in, so suddenly everything froze on us 2 minutes before we were going to go live with you guys. So the light might bounce a little bit for a few minutes. So this one is our first one, which is Summer Blooms Die. So you get the 3 sizes of the flowers, just so that you get an idea. That's against my hand. So I suppose this one is probably about the size of our large flowers on the flower stamps, if you have any of our stamps. Then we've got Sunrise. Again, they're roughly the same sort of size, all of them, so that gives you the idea against my hand. Then we have Spring Petals, the 3 sizes, and the little bits that you see inside the petals. Can you see there? That's probably a good one to show you. They emboss, they won't cut through, they emboss it. And then we've got some foliage. Now I know our Teardrops foliage is on limited stock, so if you want that one you might need to be quite quick for that. Then we've got Berry Bunch and New Leaves. So they're the 6 dies that we're going to be working with today, and I'm just going to have a bit of a play around with them really and show you all the different things we can do with them. So first of all, I'm going to do you our traditional vellum flowers that you're all used to. Shall I show you these first, or should we show you some finished? Let's show you some finished ones first. So some ideas on what you can do with these delightful dies. Let's try and bring these all into shot so you can see them all. So this one is from our Summer Blooms set, and obviously you'll see that there's mixtures of the different foliages in here as well. So they're all made on completely different things. So we've got some on patterned cardstock. So this one's a patterned cardstock, so it's a double-sided cardstock, but you don't have to, you can use whatever you've got. This one is also done on cardstock. Now this one's done with the 3 different layers, 3 different size layers, and literally the petals have just been folded in half on this one. And because this was single-sided, I've coloured the back in as well. Let me get that in so you can, it doesn't have to be beautifully done, just so it's not a stark white background. We've done onto glitter cardstock, so again you know that's really quite tough to get through, so we've got some glitter cardstock which they go through absolutely fine. This one's been done on some vellum, again just the petals have just been nipped up. That's 3 of the smaller size ones. We've got a combination here again, this one's done on vellum, another one done on vellum which has just been scored on the back, dry embossed, which I'll show you that technique today. And this one is 300 GSM cardstock. I haven't coloured the back of this one. I've left it white because it's actually quite a flat flower anyway. But it is 1, 2, 3 layers of each size, just randomly put together. Now the bottom 3 layers on the large I've coloured with the inks and with the brushes. Rather than blend it really well, I've left the texture of the brush on there. And then in the centres we've just added a little bit of colour into the centre of that one. So that is one of our flowers. And then the next couple, so we have got Sunrise and Spring Petals on here. Again, bring these in. So again, a combination of all different textures of papers and cards. So this one was a pearl paper. Again, just really scribbled on the back. And a couple of little stamens in there. We've got one done on vellum. Just all mixed up. That was just scrap bits of vellum, I think, that got used there. Another one done on cardstock, 300 GSM cardstock, and that's one of each size rather than the different sizes. This one's just been done onto some patterned paper. Again, 1, 2, 3 of the same size with that one. Another one that's just been done with like a muted red pearl paper, if that makes sense. It's a lightweight pearl with a little bit of a shimmer to it, but obviously quite a lot of dimension with that one. And so this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 layers, 2 done just shaped like a random flower, and then these have been tucked right up tight to give like the effect of a bud. Now you might suddenly hear a big knock because I think DPD are just about to deliver something to us, so I apologise if it disturbs. And then we also have our spring petals. Now this one's quite a full one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's 2 or 3 layers of each one, and then some stamens in the centre. This is just 2 layers, one going up, one going down. But again, quite a lot of dimension with that one. This one's just a funky pearl papers. Now this one's definitely paper, it's a really lightweight one. Done on some coloured cardstock again. And again, another patterned cardstock. And then obviously that shows you the foliage with glittery cardstock. So glitter cardstock tends to be coated, so you can see how easily they cut through all of those. So that just gives you a few ideas on some of the different things you can do with them. We have got some finished cards to share with you as well. One other thing I just wanted to show you. So this one is using our Summer Blooms die. And just if you wanted to finish off a gift that you were giving to somebody, a lovely little box. This is actually a proper jewellery box. But just pop that flower on the top there. Different, it's all the same, it's 2 different sizes. So it's the medium and the small on this one. And just done however you fancy it all to be put together. So let's get on and get started. So now lots of you asked me about this little machine last week, I think it was. We are trying to source it. The people that we were getting it from haven't got it in stock at the moment, so we're trying to get it back for everybody. Fingers crossed it won't be too long. Yeah. So I'm going to cut some vellum out first, and because it's vellum I can do 2 layers at once. Because it's so lightweight, it will happily cut those 2 layers for us. I'm just going to quickly take that down. Pop that one there. My cardstock for this, or paper, whatever we're using, is 3 inches wide for this particular machine, but whatever machine you have works fine. You'll learn your combinations and what it's happiest cutting out at. Bear with me, the tape's super strong obviously. So there you go, 2 pieces cut out with through one pass. 2 if you class the fact that I came back on myself as well. I probably would have done a 3rd, but we'll just, I was going to do it big to show you, but then I've got a piece of foam. It's an old piece of foam, well loved and well used, and I'm just going to use a stylus or a flower moulding tool or whatever it is that you've got to hand, and I'm just doing some tiny little strokes on the back of the flower, and as I do that the petal starts to curl. Let's have a look and see if we can, you see it's got a slight angle to it, and as you go round sorry if that happened, if you got a funny noise just then. My phone's supposed to be on Do Not Disturb and Silent, and it was on Do Not Disturb and Silent, but I don't know what's happened, so it just tried to ring itself. So if you're trying to ring me, please hang on and phone me back in a bit. So you're just going to go around and do each one of these petals. This is a really, really nice little card to do. We did this in a workshop a little while ago, and it was really popular. It's really therapeutic to just do this. Really, you're not going to press too hard when you do this because you don't want to go through the paper. So you are just, but obviously the harder you press, the darker the white will show. That'll make sense in a minute. I'm going to show you in just a moment what I mean by that. Hopefully we're not shaking too much as I'm doing this. I suddenly saw that the camera's all jiggling. I'll try and be less forceful. And obviously the closer to the edge you go with it, the more that petal's going to curl for you. So it's entirely up to you whether you like it curled up or whether you prefer it not so tight. Just going to do a little bit more on the edge of that one because I'd quite like that to be a bit tighter curl. So you're going to end up, let's see what's the best. Have I got a black? That might make it show. There we go. Bear with me, peoples. I've got to sort this phone out. Hang on 2 seconds. It's kicked me off the system. So you can see me there. And we'll see what's going on here. Bear with me 2 seconds. The fabulous Facebook Lives here. Technology and I are not the best. Do not disturb is on. So it shouldn't be calling. But who knows why that's happening. Fingers crossed it won't continue to happen and we can get back to what we were doing. Bear with. Don't you just love Facebook Lives? Nothing's picking up now. Share this device. And why is it not sharing? I have no clue, everybody. So we'll just have to do it from here for a minute and hopefully Martin can come and have a look at this for me. It was. Is it on? So, as I was showing you, let's go back to this. Hopefully, you can see the detail. Doesn't have to be perfect and exactly how you need it to be. As I say, bear with me, we are trying to sort this out so that we can get everything back on track. It's not picking us up on the second device up for some reason. It's not. Anyway, I'll try and do this in the air for a moment while this tries to work itself out. I tell you what, peoples, we're going to come back in 2 minutes. We're just going to sort this out and I'll be back in 2 minutes.